Hatem Abudayyeh.
You know, this rally today, the actions you've been organizing, in 1968, the mayor at that time wanted to bust a lot of heads. What's the difference between now and '68? And also, there was a war going on. There seems to be a war going on now.
Yeah, there's a war going on here. We've been saying that this is the Vietnam War for our generation. It really is. There aren't U.S. boots on the ground, right? But it is a U.S. war, clearly, because if the U.S. did not give Israel the funding and the weapons that they're giving them, Israel would not be able to perpetrate a genocide against the Palestinian people of Gaza. So it is a U.S. war. The U.S. is complicit, the U.S. is responsible, and the U.S. is in power. The reason why we're here for the DNC is because the Democrats are in power, and the Democrats have the presidency. If the Republicans were in power and the Republicans had the presidency, then the event of the season would have been Milwaukee at the RNC. Absolutely, there would have been tens of thousands there instead. We were there were 5,000, it was a great crowd, but it's different.
And Biden administration have just said they're going to give another $10 billion to Israel. What does that say to you and other people?
It says exactly what we've been saying for 10 months, that the U.S. is complicit, the U.S. is responsible.
What's behind that? Why is that?
Well, I mean, it's very clear for those of us who understand the analysis. The United States is the main imperialist power in the world, the main empire. Even mainstream outlets now in the United States use the word empire, and it's not just the term imperialism that the leftists came up with from 70 years ago. And if the main empire in the world needs Israel to do its bidding in the Arab world to secure the interest for U.S. capital and for U.S. empire, then that's the relationship, and that's why they do it. Joe Biden said it as clearly as anybody. He said, if Israel did not exist, we would have to manufacture her. That's what we say. Israel is a manufactured state. It's always been.
Are you surprised that the government of this country call themselves Zionist? That they believe in Zionism and the union leadership?
Why would you be surprised? Anybody who believes in the right for Israel to exist as a racist, Zionist, white supremacist state is a Zionist, clearly. So when Biden calls himself a Zionist, it makes all the sense in the world.
And the unions, the Palestinian unions, have called for labor action by workers in this country, railroad workers, airline workers, dockers. What do you think about
that? We're working on that. It's going to take a while. That's a different animal here. The bureaucratic union leadership supports the Democratic Party, is in lockstep with the Democrats, but we have a lot of rank and file workers that are here, and they're with us, and we know they're with us. So we'll work with the rank and file, and we hopefully be able to move the bureaucrats.
Do you think there has to be more democracy in this country? I mean, it seems like workers don't really have a voice in their unions, or when they try to raise things in unions, they're attacked.
No, that's a bigger picture, of course. And if there was more democracy, then maybe we'd be able to, stop a war on the people of Gaza. Maybe we'd be able to stop U.S. war on the entire world.
But do you think you need a political alternative to do that?
That last question.
Okay. The question of a Labor Party, a political alternative to working people in this country, seems the choice people are presented with are either the Democrats or Republicans. What do you think about building a political alternative against imperialism?
Yeah, I mean, listen, it would be immature politically to say that there's no lesser of two evils on domestic issues. Of course there is. But when it comes to foreign policy, especially Palestine, especially the Arab world, there is no difference between the two parties. They're absolutely in lockstep. And yes, we need to change the system. There needs to be an overhaul of this system so that people in Palestine, in Venezuela, in Cuba, in all of these other developing nations around the world that are suffering under the thumb of U.S. empire, that they could all be free. That's what we need.